All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Complexity Casting Action with your casting host, Beef, bringing you more HoN Tour action. We, of course, do have the winners round 2 matchup right here, getting in kind of late. Was planning on casting Complexity versus Lions, but HoNcast is actually going to be covering that one, so we've got a replacement match, but damn, it's going to be a good one too. We got Stay Green, Swindlemone's boys, taking on One Trick Pony, formerly known as My Revenge. Unfortunately for them, it did not work out over with their sponsor, but they are going to be coming in here to the winners round 2, so that's something to be happy about. Stay Green comes in off of a 2-0 victory over Druids Esports. And One Trick Pony, they managed to take down Dendy's Jungle Divos in a 2-1 series. Didn't happen to catch either of those games. Was a little bit busy casting and trying to prepare for the next Complexity series. But here we are. We're in this one pretty late, guys, so let's go back through the blind bands real quick. Keeper of the Forest, Tundra, Wild Soul, and Wild Soul. So that's what you got there. The lockpicking stage, Parasite, Pebbles, Fade, Tempest, Ophelia, and Warbeast. So that's what you're going to have in that case. You got a very, very strong ganking lineup in that lock pool. Parasite, Pebbles, Fade, Tempest, Ophelia. Very, very strong gankers indeed. And, of course, some strong push there with the latter 3 junglers as well. So we'll see if any of those get picked up. The banning stage, Jeraziah, Draconis, Zephyr, Moon Queen, Silhouette, and Plague Rider. So Zephyr, Draconis, Moon Queen, and Silhouette. Every major carry being banned out with the exception of Dark Lady and Forsaken Archer. Kronos also makes his way in with Magebane, but we'll see if either of those two make their way in. Wretched Hag, she's also available as a carry, but you don't typically group her in with those strong agi carries. Let's get into the picking phase, though. First pick is Engineer. One Trick Pony, valuing that hero pretty danged highly, as I need to make sure that I'm on D&D. I'm pretty sure I am. Okay. Just needed to make sure there. So Engineer comes out as the strong support to start things off, countered by Bubbles and Aluna on the other side. Swindlemone's valuing those heroes quite highly, as Bubbles will be doing his suicide thing most likely, and then of course putting somebody like Skyzo on Aluna. It seems to work a lot of the times. Even Swindlemone's, if he's playing Aluna, whether or not he's playing the hard support role or not, well, only time will tell. Flux Kraken comes out of One Trick Pony. We've seen Flux and Kraken both used by One Trick Pony in the past. And we'll see if they actually run it pretty well this time. Of course, being able to pull somebody in with that Flux ult, Kraken ult, Engineer ult, and of course their first lock right there, Tempest. They've got the Wombo combo, as we call it. They've got that going on. If they're able to land one of those, that could very well end the game right then and there. But we'll have to see. It's going to require a lot of precision execution from the One Trick Pony boys if they do want to line up that Wombo combo. And they got 20 seconds to make their last pick here. I would not expect it to be Pebbles, although they'd love his extra AoE type damage. I don't think there's going to be enough farm for him to go around. I kind of expect that it's going to be an Ophelia. There it is. So finish off the team with an Ophelia. They're going to be running a Suicide Tempest, just like we saw in the last game from Pencils, running that Suicide Pablo McDad Tempest. Going to be seeing that here from Strewfooter. So One Trick Pony, they've got a pretty damn solid lineup over there. Going to be having the Kraken, most likely supported by Engineer with a short lane Flux. On the other side, though, for Swindlemelons, they finished out their team by picking up Fade and Warbeast from the lock-picking stages. Excuse me. Did they pick up Fade and Warbeast from the lock-picking stages? Yes, they had to have. And then Bubbles from the standard picking stage along with Wretched Hag. So that is right. Let's go ahead and get this scene changed up. And so they've got a pretty fearsome-looking team as well. Putting Swindlemelons on the Fade this time, so Skyzo is indeed going to be playing that hard support role. Slicks is going to be on the Wretched Hag, most likely going to be doing the solo short lane, possibly solo mid, but I think it's going to be solo short. Z-Freak will make it a pseudo tri-lane top if they do put Fade up there, but I think that Fade's going to be going mid with the Luna. They're just walking out there to try to catch anybody and defend their own ward spot. If Luna drops a ward right here, that could indicate that Fade might be coming top instead of Wretched Hag. And already Wretched Hag perhaps starting to do a little bit of rotation. No, they catch the Dragon Courier out. And, well, now Wretched Hag's going to have to skill up that Flash of Darkness here in a moment. Still has not skilled it up. And Fade's able to walk away. The Burning Shadows keeping her safe. As a power throw goes out there from Skyzo saying, get out of here. Come on, don't ward that. Wretched Hag doing a little bit of pole dancing as she's taunting her enemies. I've never actually seen that, I'll be honest with you. Did she get the taunt off on Shrewfitter? Yes, she did. So that's her taunt, is she dances on that pole, the staff. That's cute. So Swindlebond's going to be teaming up with Skyzo on the Aluna in the middle lane. They're going to be running Suicide Bubbles being played by Keizu. Interesting how this team has actually shifted around significantly in the last, say, 2-3 weeks as a result of adding Slicks to the team about a month ago. They've been moving the players around quite a bit. Sender has been occupying the bench. And Swindlebones has taken over a lot of the roles as hard support, but now Swindle's getting kind of back into his ganker initiator role once again, and instead letting Skyzo have the support, and Keizu's been moving more toward a suicide role rather than Skyzo. So interesting, and of course Slick's replacing Keizu on the hard carry, so it, 1 second, fish on fire. You gotta love the excuses after a pause. The reasons for pauses: grandma on fire, kitchen on fire. I actually did have a kitchen on fire once. Like, no joke. My kitchen was on fire once. I got a candle and the candle essentially exploded and caught my kitchen on fire. And it was a giant pain in my butt to get that all cleaned up. And there's still a huge scorch mark where the tile on top of my kitchen counter melted away. It was not playing HoN, but I could have been playing HoN. Kitchen on fire, man. It happens, that's for sure. So maybe the fish really is on fire. Maybe there's some oil in there that's burning out. Who knows? So let's take a look at these lanes once again. It's going to be Bubbles. Going to be going up most likely against a solo Flux. I would expect Flux to be in the solo lane bottom at least. It seems like it would be where he's most apt. Although he could be doing his thing as a solo mid as well. Kraken needs the babysitting support of the engineer a lot more than Flux does. And with the combination of those three heroes, there certainly is a lot of pushing and pulling going on. And Flux starts to make his way down bottom now. Didn't want to run into any enemies, so taking the long way around. As a result, Zibby is actually going to miss out on quite a bit of experience, actually. The lane back here pulled back. I'm not quite sure. That must have been, yeah, it must have been Warbeast that actually did that. I didn't catch his wolves, but he does use those wolves, and he's going to be able to give good lane position to Bubbles. Flux misses out on quite a few CS there, actually not able to get any off of that first wave, and I think he missed out on the experience for at least 2, possibly 3. So that's going to hurt him against Bubbles, but overall, I think that Flux is going to have a pretty good time against Bubbles. Going into the lane with +6 stats overall. It's going to give him a healthy amount of mana, going to give him a healthy amount of mana regen, and of course that maximum life, as well as the base attack damage that he might normally get from Crushing Claws. Hitting at 61 to 64 as we go into another pause here. And hopefully nothing too serious, as pauses just seem to be the name of the game. They seem to be more and more common these days, and there's nothing wrong with the team trying to get their, you know, just trying to make sure that everything is right for their team. But it can be kind of annoying for both the players and me as the caster. But you bear it, you grin it, you bear it. Because I'm getting an update right now on the Twitch channel. Just wanted to make sure that everything was good over there, and forgot to change the title. So guys, once again, thank you for tuning in. If you're just joining us, this is coLcast with me, your casting host Beef, and we're bringing you Stay Green versus One Trick Pony Game 1, HoN Tour Diamond number 3, winners round 2. So, lots of numbers. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be identified there. As Wretched Hag takes some serious pressure up top. We'll be able to get out of there with the Flash of Darkness, though, as Ophelia comes in to do a little bit of ganking, supporting his minion-wielding jungle brethren. Sister. I don't know what Tempest is. I know that Ophelia is a woman, even though right now in her tentacle outfit can be kind of hard to tell, I suppose. So, bottom lane, Flux, even though he's going to be giving up a lot of lane position here, Keizu should do decently well, as long as he's getting some of these last hits off the tower, which he will. Keizu, of course, a carry player. He knows how to last it off of the tower. But Flux, he's just got a better attack animation. He's got that spammable magnetic surge that only costs 20 mana. I mean, he can spam that about every 15 seconds and just never run out of mana. So can use that to do harassment. He can use that to actually get creep kills. And right here, you just see him zoning out Bubbles, making sure that he's going to be able to get all the last hits, and Bubbles is going to be scared. Magnetic Surge and a couple auto attacks, and Bubbles is going to lose significant amounts of life. So this is why Flux is kind of making his way into the metagame once again. People are going with some of these cheesy wombo combo push type strategies, and Flux, he adds very much so to a Tempest ultimate or a Tree ultimate or a Magmus ultimate. He can do very well. So there's action in the middle lane. An Engineer actually goes down. Luna and Swindamon's actually comboing down to take him out, and Znui gives up that extra 200 gold bounty. And, well, Skyzo is a wealthy man. A wealthy, wealthy man-woman. Luna happy with that. She'll be able to get boots relatively early, or whatever else she might choose, or maybe even just an early counter ward. As the Magnetic Surge with the release goes in, Flux is maybe going to try to go for a kill here. He's going to try to interrupt the potion now, that's for sure. And will be able to interrupt the potion, so a nice Magnetic Surge. Somehow that didn't argue the tower. As another release comes in, and Keizu's about 2 auto attacks from dying. There's the Shell Surf. Keizu able to get away. Zibby in some serious trouble. Where's the response? Need a power throw from a Luna. They're not going to be going for it just yet. Even with the vision from the creeps, they're not choosing to rotate. I don't know that I agree with that. Perhaps some miscommunication there. In the end, though, Flux forces Keizu out of the lane. Has to chug a lot of his own regen in the process. But he'll be able to take a nice sizable lead. With the early Engineer death, there's a substantial lead in the middle lane for the Stay Green team. But Engineer able to connect with this Illusion Rune in the bottom lane. Going to make sure that the bottle not going to be filled up here by the Stay Green mid lane. So that's not bad. You take what you can get, and that's absolutely for sure. It's interesting that neither player is really farming extremely well in the bottom lane. Typically, you'll see one player farming better than the other, or both players kind of farming well. But in this case, for some reason, Bubbles is actually farming extremely poorly at 150 gold per minute. It was down in the 130 range just a moment ago. But Zibby on Flux is perhaps as a result of him just doing a little bit of diving, worrying a little bit too much about pressuring. Bubbles, he is down at 220 now himself, but is able to use the Magnetic Surge onto that catapult and scores the last hit on that. I did not know that you could Magnetic Surge catapults, as volume is super low. Okay, hold on guys. Sorry, I'm just reading that in chat right now. Okay, sorry. There's a lot of stuff to check right now. I don't know, guys. Everything looks fine on my end. Sorry, 1 second here, guys. Gonna go back to casting this and go ahead and get a response. As another kill did occur there. Luna in some trouble perhaps. No, the Burning Shadows comes back in. So Luna will be able to actually survive right there. And gets the full health potion off. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do one thing real quick. Sorry, I'm missing kills as I'm trying to get this mic volume situated. The microphone situation has not changed at all since the last cast. So I'm a little bit interested as to why it might be changing. Alright, so there we go. That should have turned it up pretty substantially. Let me know in 6 minutes whether that's too loud or not. But yeah, I was just casting on these same settings an hour ago, and sounded fine to me, so I don't know what's going on, but you guys might be trolling me. I don't know. So, let's get back into it. Warbeast in the jungle, trying to get his farm on. Z-Freak doing a good job. 288 gold per minute. Going to be able to finish up his Abyssal Skull right now. And with that Abyssal Skull, going to be able to increase his own farm substantially. As Keizu in the bottom lane's in some trouble. Auto attacks going out. Nice take cover on that one. We'll use the Song of the Sea. Not necessary just yet. But now Keizu's in some serious trouble. There it is. The release finishes him off. And a nice Ophelia's gift to actually keep Flux alive. I think he might have survived without it. But it would have been close. Level 6 Fade, though. Swindlebond's going to connect, and a nice job there. Flux will go down, so great job from Fade, actually rotating. Fade now in a little bit of trouble, though, as the turret's going to come in. That was an odd-looking thing there, but she does go down, despite the Burning Shadows. The Torrent connects, and Fuzu actually picks up the kill. So, stay green. Even no bad blast missing, and Warbeast will be coming in. There's the Elemental Void. Might have been a waste. Who's coming up here? Engineer is on the way, and down goes Tempest. There's the turret coming out. The Keg's going to be there as well, but not able to do anything. So Znui, unfortunate that he was not able to assist there. Not able to bring home any kills just yet. Although Wretched Hag might still be in a little bit of trouble. Where is the discharge? There it is! There's the release! And Warbeast is in some trouble as well. There's the Keg, brings him back in. Auto attacks to finish him off. And Zibby on Flux gets the double tap. Very, very well executed up in the top lane. Made sure to take out Wretched Hag first with that release. And the auto attacks followed up with Warbeast as soon as his ult expired. Fade in the middle lane, takes a release as well as a Torrent. There's the release, the Kraken, and Fade's in some serious trouble. The reflection is out, but she will be able to escape for now. In comes the Sonar Scream. Power Throw misses. Shellser finishes off the Flux, and now Kraken able to use the charge to get away for now. Where's the follow-up Sonar Scream? Fade is there. Burning Shadows goes out as well as the Sonar Scream, and down goes the Kraken. Well, ultimate up from Engineer, and down just as easy. Turret going to keep him alive for now. Not going to be long enough, though. They're going to get a return kill onto Warbeast, perhaps. No, Warbeast will be able to escape. Not taking any slows. And even Ophelia goes down. Stay green, taking a 9-hero kill advantage or lead right now. 9-4. So they're up 5 hero kills. Math is easy, guys. And all of a sudden, looking pretty good in this game. Up about 1,800 golden experience, although they lose a little bit of that lead as the tower goes down in the top lane. One Trick Pony's Flux player here in the bottom lane, continuing to try to get some farm. If we take a look at the GPM chart right now, Z-Freak just dominating, 360 gold per minute with involvement in a couple of kills, 3-1-0 on the Beast. Finishes up his Abyssal Skull, and we'll be able to finish up Steam Boots very, very soon here, if that's what he chooses to go for. Oh, a kill going on in the bottom lane there is Fade actually makes a connection. Sorry, guys. I'm still staying kind of distracted here as I'm trying to get this volume situation worked out. Trying to make sure it looks good, and it looks good on my end, but without somebody to double check for me and get back to me right away, a production manager or something. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to tell. I have to wait for you guys and just assume the consensus is what's right. Level 9 Fade, 308 gold per minute. Continues to farm very well. And will start to be a major threat to this one-trick pony team. Pretty much everybody but this Kraken and Flux could be a serious target for Swindamelons once he hits level 11. Even the Flux and Kraken, if he gets the assist of just one more player, could very, very well end them pretty dang quickly as the Ophelia's gift goes out here in the middle lane. There's the discharge release not going in just yet, and a little bit of a bad engagement there from the OTP team, but they were able to buy their time, and with that, able to take down a tower, although they are still down in golden experience, now down even further in golden experience, as they're down 3,300 gold, 5,000 experience at 12 minutes in. They're going for 2, though. One Trick Pony says, hey man, I'm not getting off this train. Rev Ward is down, does spawn out Fade, perhaps, but Luna is able to get out of there, very close to going down. Double damage Kraken, takes a power throw right there. There's the Engineer ultimate, starting to do some damage. Elemental Void catching 2 players. Z-Freak perhaps in some trouble. Down goes Fade and his brother. So, wow, nice job there from One Trick Pony. Buyback coming in from Swindamelons. Hag was able to clean up 1 player as well. No, was not able to. And now they're going to try to turn it around on Fade. Fade goes down once again. Double damage, hat trick coming out for Fusey. They're able to clean up Engineer, and Hag going to try to get out of there. Magnetic Surge pulling her back in for now. But a great turnaround there from the One Trick Pony team. Able to take out Swindamelons twice and make him use a buyback. So, interesting, interesting. So now I can see you all in chat saying the mic was fine and that people were full of it. That's nice. I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going on with you, but it all sounded fine on my end, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. The joys of dealing with a 6-minute delay. Bubbles with a haste rune going to be making his way into the bottom lane. And they might look to put some pressure onto the tower, perhaps pick somebody off that they might find in the jungle. But the One Trick Pony squad, they're hanging pretty far back here. As Flux picks up 1 bracer. Was that 2 bracers? No, just 1 for now. So Zibby kind of broke, to be honest with you. He really is just 257 gold per minute. It's fine if you're a suicide or somebody that just had a bad start, but he had a pretty decent start. 3-3-3 against a Bubbles that was suiciding. But there we go. So volume's being left as it is, not touching it at all as Flux ultimate comes in right there. Swindamelon's perhaps in a little bit of trouble, activates the reflection, will be able to get away, might be able to turn it around though. He's skulking around, wants to find somebody, but still level 9, does not have that longer duration on the reflection, only has about 8 more seconds to make something happen. Will instead just open up on a creep here, get the dot damage, use the coal to clean up a creep wave, and then move on to other things in his life as in the middle lane. Hag takes a lot of pressure here from Kraken. That Torrent plus Splash auto attack does a lot of damage. Engineer playing very, very cautious. Does not want to get caught out by Fade. With good reason. Fade could make him have a very bad day all of a sudden. Warbeast is still the story of this game. And really the story of this Hellborn team for sure. He's able to get that early Abyssal Skull Steam Boots combination. I'm sure he has something banked up because he should have much more than this at 350 gold per minute. He should certainly have a little bit more than that. Maybe a Mighty Blade or something sitting in the bank, perhaps. We'll see. Kraken on the other side, though. I mean, he's farming 377 gold per minute. Zibby, the player that we just don't really... Or, excuse me, the hero that we don't really see too much. Kraken doing very well so far. Warbeast does actually pick up a Mighty Blade, so I guess that was all that he had. I thought that he had perhaps a little bit more, but did not. There we go. Fade using the Invis rune that she's bottled up. It's going to be doing a little bit of scouting. Has to be careful for Rev Wards, although there are none going out just yet. Engineer, along with Tempest and... well, everybody's right there, and Warbeast is in some serious trouble. Will he be able to escape? He's able to get away for now, but no! Fusey is able to put the smackdown onto him. A nice Flux ultimate there, saving Ophelia for now, but not going to be enough in the end. Fade activates the reflection, so Invis number 2 gets the spot out on Flux. Opens right there. There's the Burning Shadows. Here comes the power throw. The Kelp Field goes down as well. No TP's coming in, and down goes Flux. Bubbles trying to escape. Going to take a lot of pressure here from the tower, but in the end will most certainly be able to get out of there with his life. And Stay Green snags the lead once again. 1,400 gold and 3,000 experience. So a back and forth early game here. But even though Swindle Melons does get a pretty good start, forced to buy back, died a couple times too many, made up for it right there. But his brother Z-Freak falling on the Warbeast in the top lane, not something that you want to have happen. But while that's happening, Slicks, the other big threat here for the Stay Green team, continues to recover in terms of farm. 260 gold per minute down there. As in the bottom, it looks like Fade might go in. No, not going to be going in just yet. Has the Burning Shadows act available, and Fade with no reflection gets caught out. There's the Engineer ultimate, going to be coming back in onto Engineer perhaps. There's the Burning Shadows, gets 2 of them. Fade so low, he's so low, and nice turret right there to actually snipe the kill. A literal snipe from that turret. So extremely, extremely well done. Tempest going to be sent home, and bye-bye, buddy. He's going to get his regen on while the rest of his team makes their way out into the bottom lane once again. Kraken banking up 2,200 gold. Would not be surprised to see him pick up a Soul's Bulwark right now. Right now. Pick it up. Oh, a portal key. So very, very interesting. Z-Freak doing some ancients over here. He's able to get them done pretty effectively by himself here at level 12 with a decent amount of farm. But portal key on Kraken. So something that we do not see too often, as Fate is looking for another engagement. Still level 10 though. So kind of having Pebble syndrome, where you get to this portion where you might be able to get a gank off as he does use the Burning Shadows, just taunting his opponents almost. As they use the discharge right there, in comes the Glacial Blast. The Deep Shadows are there, but Fade being pulled out of the Magnetic Surge. Where's the release? Not even needed. Torrent goes down. Fusey picks up the kill. Kelp Field being used right there as well. So Stay Green now with those cooldowns not available from Bubbles, and Fade dead for the 5th time in this game. They have no business trying to defend this bottom lane. The tower in the front going to be going down for sure. Almost got Bubbles there. That would have been a very, very nice pickoff. But One Trick Pony, they're certainly doing very well right now. They're still down by a little bit of golden experience. But Kraken starting to look pretty big. That portal key is going to be very useful for him to have. Going to be able to get into these team fights, drop prime, release the Krakens, and of course get the proper positioning for his tsunami charges whenever those present themselves. I do miss old Kraken though. The old Kraken ultimate was so much fun, as the defensive tower is taking a lot of pressure right here. Tempest ultimate is available. Not gonna need it though, as the SG team just backs on up. For those of you that might not have been playing when old Kraken ult was in the game about 2 years ago, maybe a little more than 2 years ago now, the way that it worked is you actually dropped, you would drop like the first part of your ultimate, say right here, and then you would portal key in and drop the second part right here or something. I think, no. You were right here, you drop your ultimate, and then you come back over here, and wherever your hero was, like 4 seconds later, it takes all the units and heroes from that location and brings them back to the original part. So you're pushing up the middle lane, Kraken ults right here, and then blinks into the enemy team right here and brings back 2 players into your base, and you're just like, well, see you guys, you're done. It was pretty fun, but they eventually changed it to the one that it is currently when they remade Kraken. It's been a while since I've seen that one, that's for sure. As they're going to be going in here. Reese the Kraken being activated, and Warbeast perhaps in a little bit of trouble. Kongor going to be going down. Goes down at the hands of Warbeast, and Z-Freak manages to get it, but there's the Elemental Void. Catching 2 players. Z-Freak goes down. Going to be back up. Cutfield is there. Bat Blast hits 4 players, immediately bringing down 2. Oh my god, Stay Green just took a huge fight right there. Flux not in position and was not able to assist his team. Everybody else goes down at the hands of Wretched Hag, and the Kongor Bash OP indeed. He is so buff these days, and One Trick Pony, they might have been looking good 3 minutes ago, but all of a sudden now down 10,000 experience, about to lose a tower, might even lose 2 towers in this push. Warbeast got credit for the kill. He got experience as well. Managed to get the token. Burnt the token immediately. Not a big deal. But this is the power of Warbeast right now. Able to just hit that rallying cry, the battle cry, in another 5 seconds. And going to be able to burn down this tower very, very quickly with no Tempest Elemental Void up. No ultimates whatsoever to speak of from this Hellborn team. They might very well just go for the racks. But no, they're coming in. Bubbles takes the Magnetic Surge as well as the release. Bubbles in some serious trouble. There's the Red Emerald Lightning. Fade tries to come in with the Burning Shadows Cull. And now the One Trick Pony team has to be satisfied with that one pick off. Backs off. Both teams choosing to back off. Six finishes up his Shrunken Head in addition to Z-Freaks on the dog, the Warbeast. Gonna be nice to have in the middle of these team fights to try to deflect a lot of the damage from the Wombo combo. It's almost exclusively magic damage with the exception of the Kraken ultimate. And I think the Tempest Elemental Void damage is also... no, it is magic damage. Okay. So, yeah, going to be taking a whole lot less damage when they're inside of all these Wombo combos if they have that Shrunken Head activated. So, going to be able to get in there as Slicks picks up a Puzzle Box 2. So, this is a build that we have not seen in a long time. At least I have not seen it in a long time. Chu, actually, I believe, popularized this build about 2 years ago. Going with the Puzzle Box on Wretched Hag, it, of course, gives her a pretty substantial increase to her health and 21 and 10 strength at level 2 right there. And then the use of the minions, it's going to be level 3 relatively soon here in about another 800 gold. We'll be able to get True Vision on that when the level 3 minions are available, as they're going to be going in right here. Fade's actually in a little bit of trouble. Going to be dropping the eye, perhaps. No, turning it around. Engineer's going to be going down. The Kelp Field already being used. Nice ultimate right there from Flux. Going to be able to catch Swindlemelons. He drops. And, well, the eye's on the ground. But a nice Kraken ultimate as well. Bat Blast going to be able to connect. And a lot of the players walking away with the haunt. Oh, in comes Z-Freak, though. Activates the Shrunken Head and the Metamorphosis. Ophelia is going to be taking some serious damage. Trying to send Kraken home. And will he be able to? No. The Bound Eye hits the ground as well. And now Ophelia's in some trouble. She goes down. Minotaur stun. Not going to be enough. In comes Flux. Going to try to turn it around on the Wretched Hag. The Glacial Blasts are there as well. Tempest in some serious trouble, though. Does not have the Elemental Void. Flux needs to push his teammate away. But no, Flux is actually just going to have to hit that release and hope that he's able to get away. Trying to man up against a Warbeast. What are you thinking? Well, I guess when you've got the Engineer there. Oh, a Keg stun would have actually finished off Warbeast very, very quickly. And now Warbeast might be able to get away. A release does miss. And they're super scared of going in against the Warbeast. Here he comes for round 2. Magnetic Surge is there. Keg not even needed. And Zibby finally does finish off Z-Freak. Swindlemelon's coming back in, trying to finish off somebody. Portal key being used, and then hits the Reflection. Maybe going to try to find this Engineer, and that's a ripe target. Level 11 Engineer, though, and only a level 12 Fade. Reflection comes in. There's Bubbles with the Song of the Sea. And down goes Znui. Oh, my gosh. The Bound Eye is right there on the ground. Need to pick that up. Everybody's walking right by it. Somebody pick up this Bound Eye. somebody pick up the... Really? Okay, well, I guess the Bound Eye is just going to sit there on the ground. We'll see if any team recovers that here in the next minute. We'll see. The other good thing about the puzzle box, it gives you a nice movement and attack speed bonus with the aura from one of the creeps. But the real big thing against this kind of wombo team is that all the magic damage going out, when the Mauler explodes, it's going to do a ton of damage to whoever ends up proccing it. And so that will be a good way to do some of the damage, because the Legion team really does not have a whole lot of damage. They've got a whole lot of wombo combo, as I keep saying, but their actual damage output is relatively minimal. And even though the Soul's Bulwark is out on Kraken, he's not a 500 gold per minute Kraken. He's 355 right now, as the Bound Eye should be picked up here momentarily. There we go. Now they finally scout it. Hold on. They do finally scout it, right? There we go. Okay. So Kraken will pick up that Bound Eye and use that to do some additional counter warding, perhaps. Still using Ward of Revelations, and they do spot out these dogs walking on through here. Bubble's doing a little bit of hiding down in the bottom lane as well, and Swindlemon's in the vicinity with the Reflection activated. Did just walk by not one but two Ward of Revelations, and has to be very, very, very careful. He's going to be making his way down to the bottom lane. Tempest, though, should be careful himself. Where's the Burning Shadows? It opens with the Reflection. Burning Shadows comes out. There's the Song of the Sea. Shell Surf is there as well, and No. Strewfooter actually used the Tempest ultimate there at the end. They're going to try to catch a Luna, and they shall. Nice Tsunami charge after the Torrent, and 3 hits, and she's out of there. Okay, yeah. She does take the fall. Strewfooter with a huge mistake right there, actually using the Tempest element to avoid. That's not even a mistake as much of it is a lack of discipline. You need to be able to say to yourself, okay, I'm going to die. I need to just hold on to my cooldown so that when I'm up in 35 seconds, that I can actually fight and defend my base. Instead, uses a 180-second cooldown for absolutely zero effect. It's just a little bit unfortunate for sure. Puzzle Box Wizard helping to do damage to these towers as the melee racks took a lot of pressure from Z-Freak once more, but in the end will not fall. Fade on Swindlemelons has picked up a... Excuse me, Swindlemelons on Fade has now picked up a Mighty Blade to go with his portal keys. He's going to get caught. No, nice portal key right there, and he is able to escape. Very, very close to taking a fall. In the end, though, Kraken not quite fast enough, and Swindlemelons with the reflexes of a cat able to get out of there. Nice Shell Surf there from Bubbles, able to clean up that creep wave pretty handily and start to put some pressure onto the tower with the assistance of his good friends, the creeps. Oh, here's a catch, though. Fade's going to be hit by the Release the Kraken, but nope, not at all, actually. That was a terrible Release the Kraken from Fusey. And Fade will escape, just turns it around with the Burning Shadows and says, nah. So, another big cooldown being wasted there by the Hellborn team. Luna had a great Emerald Lightning as well, actually helping to save her teammate. Warbeast finishes up his own Soul's Bulwark, and both these players, the Kraken and the Warbeast, are going to be looking for a Demonic Breastplate at some point in the future. Keizu picks up a Shrunken Head to complement his Portal Key. So I remember saying about a month and a half ago that I don't think I had ever seen a Shrunken Head on Bubbles. And sure enough, within the next 2 games, I saw one. And since then, I've seen about 4. So it's becoming a little bit more common to build Shrunken Heads on heroes like Hag and Bubbles. Bubbles, you almost never saw him. Hag, you saw him actually pretty frequently. But a lot of players going for first item Shrunken Head these days on Hag. And Bubbles, certainly becoming more common than having never seen it before. And Slicks, I remember talking about 15 minutes ago about how Slicks was starting to recover at 269 gold per minute. Well, he's at 533 now. So that's a pretty big deal, as Keizu is going to be going in, trying to get the last hit onto the racks, not quite able to. They're going to try to get in on top of Keizu, though, and where's the ultimate from Flux? Not going to use it just yet. I think you need to use it right now. The Magnetic Surge doesn't go off, screws up the release. There's the Kelp Field, going to be able to grab one. Fade with a nice Burning Shadows there as well. And so, in the end, we'll be able to escape. It looks like Hag might actually try to man up on Engineer. No, not going to be just yet, and Hag will just get on out of there. Finished up in Arcana herself, and she has gloves of the Swift. Wow, interesting. So she did actually disassemble her boots, build Striders, and then just finish them up into post-haste right there. So an interesting choice. Can be able to free up a spot in her inventory for where that Homecoming Stone would normally be. Kraken choosing to go for a headdress here. Shaman's headdress going to be making him a little bit more tanky. I disagree with this choice wholeheartedly. As Hag gonna TP in? No, Hag's not gonna TP in. Looked like she might have, and Hag's the only one with post haste, right? Yes, Hag is the only one with post haste that I can see. I can't tell you guys how much I disagree with the Shaman's headdress item. With the limited amount of damage that this One Trick Pony team has already, going tankier on Kraken is not the choice. You need to be able to put out the damage. I would have much rather preferred a Demonic Breastplate, perhaps even a Shield Breaker. Just something that's going to help put out some damage, because even if they get the jump on them, even if they get the Wombo combo off, are they going to have enough damage to kill everybody? Not necessarily sure. Swin Balance hits that reflection and is now looking to get perhaps a nice Burning Shadows here. There's a 4-man Burning Shadows lined up for him right there, and will he be going in or not? There's the Meteor, going to be able to scout out Swin Balance for now. Nice tower going to be going down here from Slicks, though, and he's going to be bringing down the racks here momentarily. Slicks is not going to be able to participate in this next team fight, and we got a little bit of a base race situation going on. This is what OTP needs. They can't take their fight right now. Actually, what the hell just happened there? As Fade tried to get the Burning Shadows off and did have to back on up. They're going to let Slicks have this Rax. The Rax goes down in the top lane, and now the defensive tower gets the Glyph of Fortification here in the middle. There's the Burning Shadows onto Flux once more. Ward of Sight is up high on the hill, even though the opposing team can see it. Slicks finishes off the set of Rax. They're in the top. The tower goes down. They need Slicks. They need him bad. Why isn't Slicks TPing home? I don't understand. Nice Song of the Sea right there. Glacial Blast going to come out onto Bubbles, though. Hits his shrunken head and will be able to survive. No problem. Melee Rax in the middle lane, starting to take a serious amount of pressure. Is Slicks DC'd? Like, what is going on with Slicks right now? He's just continuing to kill everything. They're sacrificing their racks in the middle lane, and I don't know what is going on. There's a nice Tsunami charge on Disguise Zone. Luna's going to drop. All of a sudden, One Trick Pony is starting to get back into this game. 15,000 golden experience down, but Stay Green is just doing nothing right now. I don't know what's going on with Slicks. As there's the Flux ultimate. It comes the Elemental Void. The Kraken ultimate is there as well, and all of a sudden, it looks like the Fade is going to be going down. Wretched Hag in some serious trouble as well. Just kidding. She's still in the other base. Engineer going to be going down. A buyback right there on Disguiso. Swin Monster is going to be coming back in as well, and they clean up absolutely everything. Not even needed. GG well played. They're going to be coming out, and so I actually have no clue what happened there, but One Trick Pony went for the kill and had absolutely nothing. So, well, Stay Green wins that game, guys. I honestly don't know what else to tell you. Stay Green wins that game. I don't know what happened there at the end. I actually want to ask the players what was going on with Slicks at the end of that game, and so I'm going to do that as soon as we get into this next game. But that was the strangest ending I've ever seen to a game, that's for sure. Anyway, guys, despite that game being a little bit odd, I hope that you did enjoy it. This is, of course, coLcast presents HoN Tour Live with me, your casting host, Beef. We're going to be going into Game 2 between One Trick Pony and Stay Green momentarily, so make sure not to go anywhere. While we're on this very quick break between games, make sure to head over to ComplexityGaming.com and check out where HoN Tour is on the front page. Click around and make sure to check out the HoN Weekly Breakdown that I uploaded there last night. Make sure to give me a like or a comment over there. Let me know how I'm doing with my writing. Let me know what I can improve upon and what you guys want to see more of. So just make sure to do that. So we're once again ComplexityGaming.com, and another big shout out to the sponsors: Sound Blaster, Origin, QPad, BNY, Twitch, and G8 brand. Without them, coLcast would not be possible. Guys, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is coLcast with Beef.